Hey, happy Sunday. I'm 2 minutes early, but I've already explained that I'd rather get somewhere early and be on time than be late. And I like to honor my word because that's about having integrity and being impeccable with one's word, as we know. Sorry, I've got so many books around. As per this book, which you'll find info from on my website. You'll find the blog with the content, and I have been meaning to, what I did, but I was unsuccessful in reading the chapter on the power of the word, but I will do that when I get a chance. So really, what I want to just do while we wait for 4 o'clock to run past, just want to, so I've got some Santa Paulo, which is a sacred wood from South America. It's used for ceremonial purposes, for cleansing, and when we do spiritual works. I like to just use this before I start, just to clear the space. It has a beautiful aroma, so I'm just taking a moment to enjoy that, to clear the space. And it can burn for a little bit. So having a bad headache, people. Bear with me. Right. So today, the 9th of August, 2020, we are in, so from Friday night until tomorrow morning-ish was this major energetic gateway called the Lions Gate Portal. I've written about it today in the intuitive guided reading for this from today until next Saturday, which will be kind of like one of our groundworks and frameworks that we work on this week, as part of a solid, secure foundation. So please have a look at that and see the relevance of how it plays in and why I'm focusing on what I'm focusing on in today's healing session. So for those of you who are joining me live, thank you and welcome. Namaste in Lakesh. And for those who will be watching it as a recording, thank you for your time and attention, and welcome on this journey. As I said, it's week 2 of our spiritual laws of successful living as per Deepak Chopra. There's also a blog available on that for week 1 and week 2, and there's an introduction. So at any point, if you feel lost or you want to catch up, everything is available on my website, www.nickibwellness.com. Nikki spelled Nicci, and B, just the B, no E-E. So let's look at what today's, actually, before I start, I've got a giveaway that I put in a post this week and nobody grabbed the opportunity. So I'd like to give someone the opportunity of winning a mini card reading. So that will be 3 cards from the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. If I need to, in the reading, bring an extra, I will, as a special treat for your winning. So how you can win is, what you'll notice is there is something fairly continuous throughout all my videos. And I'm curious to see, I picked it up last week, and I decided it would be a fun game to play, see if anyone else can pick up what it is that's fairly consistent through most of my videos. Today is not one of the consistencies, so that might give you a little tip. And so if you can guess what it is, please comment or let me know somehow or another, and maybe you will win a mini card reading. Oop. Okay, so let's get on today with today's distance healing session. So really our focus is on, so week 2 of the spiritual laws of success is actually the law of giving and receiving. So when I started prepping for it, I asked for guidance on what important chakras would be to focus on this week. And I was guided to focus on grounding, But really, if you look at the reading today, it confirms this, that we are looking to ground ourselves in our physical vessel, which is the vehicle for our spirit and our soul. And so it was a matter of becoming conscious of this vessel, and then grounding into it. So we'll use the color red to breathe in and out for the first part. And then, so that's going to give us a solid energetic foundation. And what we'll do is, what's quite fun is I'm going to take you a little bit on a biology cruise through your body. So this is what I do. It's body, mind, and spirit. Mixing the biology with the metaphysical, and applying the mind mastery. And then you have yourself as the guru, as the master of yourself. And so we'll look at how the blood flows through the circulatory system and use that to breathe and take energy as and where it needs to go. Then we're going to work on the heart chakra. So with awareness on week 2's law of giving and receiving, we will be using, again, the blood and the circulatory system. This time we will be breathing in and out blue. And that will be the venous aspect. So the red part would be the arterial aspect of the circulatory system, and then the blue will be the venous. So, but bear with me, it will become evident as we go. In fact, I'm so excited because it just all just came together so beautifully as I needed the information. So we're going to do all of this through being sensual. And I did a video earlier to explain that we have 5 senses: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch, or feel. And if you combined all those senses with this in a here and now state of awareness, you will then have a sense, you, all. So a sensual experience. And that's what I'm going to try and introduce to you today to become more aware of. And this is very useful when you have issues with anxiety, because becoming more sense aware and in your physical body, you can actually learn to override that anxiety, distress response. So hopefully we are learning to rise above our limbic state of fight or flight into a more conscious, holistic, healed, balanced, harmonious being. So breathe. Some of the things we're going to focus on really very muchly today is breath and breathing. So anytime you go off course, always bring yourself back into your center, which is here. So always, when you can lose track or your thoughts go off into the Netherlands where we don't want them, because we want you present here and now, engaged in this activity and interacting. So what you would always do is put your hands back on your chest area so that you can become aware of 2 things. One, your breathing, the flow of air in and out as your lungs. You want to become aware of, like, almost pushing your hands away as you breathe in and out. And then you also will be able to then start to become aware of your heart beating. So those are the 2 ways you can always bring yourself back into the here and now and become present again with me and us, because we are a collective. When we work together in sharing this energy, it becomes, the more people who participate and do this, raises the whole vibration and energy of this exercise. So it's very special. So as an introduction, I'm going to show you a picture of the heart, first of all, because I want to just show you how we're going to operate. This is my anatomy and physiology textbook from nursing days. Ross and Wilson are the publishers. So that is your heart. And what we are going to do, you can see they're divided into halves, a red half and a blue half. So what we'll do is focus on the red half first, which sits on your left side. Yeah, and then we'll focus on, for the second part, we'll focus on the blue part, which is on the right. So when you breathe in and out for the first part we read, you're going to stick to focusing on the left side of the heart, And then for the second part, the right. Don't panic. I'll bring you back into harmony and wholeness again. We will mend your heart and make it whole. So I'm just finding the next picture because the idea is that I want you to imprint this picture in your mind so that when we go through the healing, you can see through the red where all you need to be sending that air, that energy, the blood, where you want to experience it. And then for the blue, it's very similar. You'll just see it has a little more at the top over here. So that is the blue that you're going to be breathing back into your heart. So keep those in mind. And hopefully you've got some red or blue around you so you have some color focus if you are not everyone is very visual. I do take that into account. I'm just asking you to do your best. Again, the 4 agreements, be impeccable with your word, never make assumptions, never take anything personally, and got to have some integrity. Okay, so let's get going. Okay, so as per the cards, we really want to focus on breathing fresh energy into our energy field as a physical vessel. So really become aware today on your breath and how it feels and what it's doing on in every sense of the word. So we'll just start by, this will be introducing this. Okay, so today, because most of the activity is going to occur in our heart chakras, we're going to place our hands there. If this is uncomfortable for you, then placing your hands face up your lap is perfectly acceptable as long as you're comfortable, relaxed, and ready to go. So you're just going to start off with 3 deep breaths or 3 breaths as you would normally, just to remind you of our breathing cycle rotation. So you will breathe in for 4, the count of 4, and you will breathe, hold it, that breath, for a count of 7. And then when you have got to the count of 7, you will release over the count of 8. Nice controlled breathing. Something to become aware of with each breath is to try and make it deeper with each of these 3 subsequent starting, establishing foundational breaths as we step into this time, this place, the here and the now. Continue to breathe in this rotational manner. Become aware of the air moving in through your nostrils. Feel how it tickles the hairs that are there to filter that air. Feel how, as it passes down through the sinuses and the back of the throat, that air becomes humidified, so moist, to be more appropriate for your body to receive it. It also warms up to be at the correct temperature for your body to receive it, use it. Breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and out for 8. Feel how that air, that inpull of essential oxygen and gases fills your lungs. The holding for 7 is your inner work, where the gases are exchanged between the lungs and the circulatory system. So fresh oxygen is passing through into your circulatory system to be distributed all over your body to replenish it, revive it, enliven it. And in exchange, your body gives up the waste products in the form of carbon dioxide as a waste product, no longer needs it, and it releases it with the out breath over the count of 8, while you appreciate letting go, in essence, that no longer serves you. Let it dissipate into the ether and carry it away. So breath generally does not require much thought. It is something that your body does. And take a moment to give thanks and blessings for the fact that you can breathe unaided, if that is within your ability, in which case take your next breath in will show that gratitude by expanding as much as possible to allow as much of that goodness in as possible. And then when you breathe out, force the expel of those things that you no longer need, the waste products from your body. And with your final breath in this preparatory stage, with that last breath, I want you to sigh it out with a big let it go. So now what we're going to start doing is grounding an energy into our cellular living of our bodies to integrate the body and the spirit. So with that, what you're going to do is, first we have to remove our masks and our coverings and our veils. So in order to do that, I want you to go into your mind's eye. If you close your eyes and you imagine that in the center of your forehead, you had a cyclops eye. And that cyclops eye, when you close it, transports you to a place that looks like the cosmos. It is black and empty. It is the field where the seed of pure potentiality begins to take seed and to take root. And once you are in this clear space, I want you to imagine your human form. See yourself as you do in the mirror. What do you see? I don't want you to judge, just see a human, a being in physical form, a biological construct of parts and organs and systems. And what I want you to do is imagine that your skin, this outer flesh, this outer appearance, is your superhuman suit, which you will now, from the top of your head, all the way down to your feet, unzip in your own time. And when you're ready and it's unzipped enough, you will pull it open. And I want you to strip it off as much as possible. Some may struggle and find that it gets stuck on the wrists or some parts of the body. It's okay. Don't struggle. Just be. Accept. Perhaps think of another way of removing it. And when you are just a skeleton, picture yourself standing in front of a door. And what you're going to do is knock on that door. Whatever your knock is, you knock in your own code that you need to enter that door. Some of you may need to push the door. Whatever it takes to open the door after you've knocked, let that happen. And as it happens, as that door opens, there will be a bright flash of white light. And you will step into that light. And as you step through that light, like stepping through the looking glass, you will find yourself in the room of the left side of your heart, the red side. As you look around, everything around you in this chamber is red. The walls are red. Everything is red. So imagine that in this part of your heart, you now need to get oxygenated first and then distributed all around the body. So first, from that bottom left quarter of your heart, I want you to follow your breath into your lungs, breathing in red. And as you do that, you will see how the oxygen in that air is going to permeate and infuse the red that you see with sparkles. And when you feel that you have as many sparkles as you can carry without losing the vibrancy and denseness of your blood, take it back to your heart. And from there, on the left side, in the top quarter, you will now start every time your heart beats, da-doof, da-doof, da-doof. You will now pump that sparkly red liquid love all over your body. It will be like coloring in a black and white picture of your body. Send it everywhere, to the tips of your toes, the tips of your fingers, your scalp, your ears, the tip of your nose, your lips, your nipples, your belly button, between your thighs, down your legs, behind your kneecaps, down your calves, into the heels of your feet and your feet. And become aware just for a moment of your feet touching the ground. And the red that you sent there starts to spill out into the ground. And that is you merging with this time, this place, here and now. Let it go wherever it needs to go, whether it's in a straight line or a squiggly line. Perhaps it's getting stuck somewhere at a white place. You need to infuse that white place. Stay there as long as you need to infuse that place. Perhaps that place feels like a bleeding wound. Your blood will clot there to create a scab in order for it to heal over. So wherever you need to, spend time sending that red everywhere in your body so that every single minuscule aspect of your soul is glowing, sparkly, and red, bright red. It makes you feel warm. And as you were carrying that blood around in your circulatory system, perhaps you could recognize those other aspects that are sharing that space with you in the blood vessel. Perhaps there is a nutrient molecule on its way to feed a muscle cell. Perhaps there is a lymphocyte, a white blood cell, one of your armies going off to fight an invader, pathogen, virus, bacteria. Recognize their importance and thank them for the job, the role they play, without you having to do anything other than worry about staying calm, peaceful, joyful, happy, experiencing pleasure. Once you can feel and see the red that you have been breathing in and out, infuse your whole being. I want you to start breathing in the color blue, a royal blue. Sodalite, if you know the crystal, would be a good reference color to breathe in, or the blue of a night sky with twinkling stars. So start to bring that blue from the cells where the red was put in. You are releasing a blue light that you will breathe out. And as you breathe in, you use that in-breath to empower the pool of that royal blue through the circulatory system and every cell of your body, every system, every organ. Allow it to come back to your heart. This time, it will come into the right side of your heart. First, the top right, and then of the right side of the heart. So keep taking your nice deep breaths in. Hold while the blue and the red exchange. And breathe out the blue back into your heart area through the lung. And what you'll start to notice as you start to bring the blue back into your heart space it will start to mingle with the red that is on the left-hand side. And what happens when you mix the colors red and blue? You get purple. But don't rush yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself. Take this time and this moment to appreciate the blue, to appreciate how your lungs are releasing toxic substances. Perhaps they were even toxins, fat-soluble toxins sitting in fat cells that by just through sitting here and being still and calm, your liver was able to process in its natural detoxification process. And perhaps you are releasing some of those toxins that do not serve you and that are weighing you down. Breathe out any excess weight you wish to release. Breathe out any bad habits you wish to stop. Breathe out relationships that are outdated and no longer serve their purpose, either to you and out of loving gratitude to the other. Release them with love. Wish them well. For you are a seed of pure potentiality, living through awareness of your wholeness, your completeness, your perfection, and through the biological and physiological functioning of your human body, you are magnificent and significant. So when you have merged the red and the blue and are ready to embrace the royalty that you are in this Lion's Gate portal where we are ascending into a higher state of being, a higher state of consciousness, higher state of an awareness, so that we can step forward towards the divine purpose of our being, which is love, pure love, being the source of all there is and all that there is. You are love. You breathe love as you begin to breathe in a beautiful purple sparkling light, and let it infuse your whole body. So everywhere that the red and the blue touch will now start to become purple as each of those different parts of the sun interact in their enzymatic reactions and all start to become purple and magical and light and clear. Every cell has clarity in its intent and its purpose to serve you in what you want, in your wishes, your desires, your dreams, your hopes, all pushing you and pulling you towards the ultimate gift that is yours, that of love. So with your next purple in-breath, deeply breathe the love, all the love in the entire universe that all of nature has conspired to make available for you to be healthy and vibrant and to function optimally and to be a prime factor in your existence and your functioning. You have water to drink, air to breathe, food to eat. You have shelter. You are safe. You are secure. There is enough for you to receive your fill. Not only do you receive your fill, but as you breathe out through every pore of your body, and you breathe out this sparkly purple lepidolite light, you start to infuse your aura, which is your shield, your filter, your mask against the world and again for the world against you. And you infuse it with this beautiful purple sparkly light. And with each breath in and then out, you infuse and you push and infuse that light, that beautiful sparkling purple light, further and further out into your world, so that it starts to infuse those things that you value, that are useful to you, that you need, that serve you, that help you fulfill your purpose. This energy, this light that you're infusing with love, imagine it coating the people in your life whom you value and appreciate and wish to bless with love in this time that we are using as a gift of prayer. Send them your love, which is pure and whole and comforting and authentic. Allow this light to start to surround everything around you, further than the eye can see, to those things you can't even see, but wish to send towards your future, so that when it comes upon you as a ripple from what you put out, comes back to you. You want to place your intent into the law of manifestation and attraction. And love will always be your key element that opens up the magic box to all these things. And once your whole world and this whole world has been filled with love, become aware of your heart again. Every time it beats, doof, doof, doof. it sends out a vibration, a frequency of that love, the warmth that you feel, the kindness, the care, the affection. That is what you will be radiating out as long as you're feeling it for yourself. So place your hands on the heart chakra area on your chest. And let's start to become aware of our senses. We can become aware of them through our breathing, through the nose. So while you are breathing in, become aware of what you can smell. Don't think about them, don't judge them. Just recognize them, acknowledge them, and let them drift on by with the air that is flowing through us and past us always. Become aware of the taste in your mouth. Perhaps use your tongue to explore your mouth a little bit. The hardness of your teeth, the softness of the palate at the bottom, the hardness of the palate at the top above, the texture. Swallow and sense how that saliva goes down your throat and into your stomach. Perhaps your stomach is growling. I'll take that as a compliment because that means, and you can take it as a compliment too for yourself, in that it would be showing that your vagus nerve has relaxed enough to bypass the stress response, and thus now your internal organs that were not being innervated adequately during the stress response are now actually getting what they need: the pancreas, the digestive system, the stomach. So you could take a moment to appreciate the growling for the fact that you have achieved a major objective and give thanks for that. Become aware of what you can hear over and above my voice and the dogs barking in the background. Listen. What do you hear? Perhaps you can hear bird sounds. Is there more than one bird? Recognize all these sounds as passing vibrations. Do not become fixated on them. Allow yourself to recognize it and pause. Perhaps with what we have smelled or experienced in our taste, in our mouth, in our hearing, at some point we had a reflection of a memory that was brought to the fore. Perhaps that is something that in some quiet meditative contemplation time you could consider just bringing it into your forethought and allowing it to process. No judgment. You are not the judge, nor are you the victim. You are just the observer. And see what lesson there is to learn from that past experience. Perhaps it's an experience where we could have loved more, or perhaps we need to focus more on self-love because we did not feel appreciated or loved or valued or honored or recognized. As per the destiny cards, when we look at the love suit, often what we are called, who or what we are called to love, is often a reflection for what we need to mirror for ourselves and in our own lives. Therein lie your Leo lessons of strength and courage and playfulness. We learn best through play. So you will start to become aware of your skin. Can you feel the air brushing past? Is it warm, cool? Perhaps you can feel the texture of your fabric against your skin or your jewelry. Perhaps you can feel the hard ground beneath your feet or the surface on which you are sitting or lying. And with this conscious awareness of your senses, become aware of your physical vehicle, this body in its dense cellular form. And take a nice deep breath in and breathe in that purple that you infused your world with your intent for love. Breathe that in for one last deep breath to anchor it in your heart. And this week you'll go forward using your purple sparkly shield to help you see clearly. And your awareness will be on your senses as much as possible. What you can hear, see, feel, smell, touch, taste. When you eat, perhaps instead of just putting food in your mouth while you watch TV or doing something else, you could just take a moment, 1 minute, and just become aware of the taste, the texture, the smell of that experience of swallowing. And as you do that, give thanks for your senses and your abilities, especially if you are a fully, highly functioning being who does not rely on apparatus and tools to help you live a functional life. You have so many blessings, and rather than worry about how you look or how you appear to people, you could give thanks for the fact that you can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, and that you have some wits, some brains to think with, and some feet in your shoes to carry you where you wish to go. Um, so, as per the spiritual laws of success this week, we are also focusing on giving and receiving. So, I'd like to just give you some homework to take away with you while you are in this receptive space of gratitude and experiencing a lightness of being, I hope. So the homework this week is to give a gift to everyone you encounter, be it a compliment, a flower, or a prayer. This will begin the process of circulating joy and affluence in your life and the lives of others. Gratefully receive every gift that life offers you. Be open to receiving. I'd just like to give you a little anchor because many people find giving quite easy, although they do make the mistake of attaching an outcome or an expectation when giving ought to just be a unconditional release act. I give because I love you and I care for you and I want you to be happy, healthy, well, or whatever your intent is. There is no expectation. And the second mistake people make is you do, in the same way you don't attach an expectation or an outcome to that gift of giving that you put out, so too, it is not your concern where that it's an energy. And once you put it out, the universe is the ultimate magician. It will go where it is needed most. And if people are attracting them, they will pull it towards them. So you never need to worry about where it's going or if it's coming back to you, because the cycle dictates in giving and receiving that you will get back, and often much more than you put out, especially if your intent is pure and loving and kind. And the anchor that I want to share with you about receiving is that in the very same way that people like to give, a lot of people have an issue with receiving. And if you could imagine that by not receiving gracefully and graciously, you are denying someone the gift of giving. So always accept a gift that's given. I know I need to work on that. Be open to receiving, whether it be a material gift from others, a compliment, or a prayer. Silently wish everyone you encounter happiness, joy, and laughter. By giving and receiving the gifts of caring, affection, appreciation, and love, you will keep wealth circulating in your life. The blog is live, the reading's live. Thank you for joining. I'm grateful to everyone. I'm just quickly reading my notes to make sure I've got everything in. Thank you for joining this week. I will see you. I think I might do a recording for next week just to give myself a weekend off. And I will just leave you with, I heard a song this morning by the the New Radicals. And so if you can, go and have a listen to it. I posted on my Facebook page for if you want a quick link. But the song was You Get What You Give. So I like that it came up today and it's appropriate to today's session. Again, thank you for joining your time, attention, space. I appreciate your support always. In Lakesh, namaste.